Hey, what's up guys? It's Hayden here, and today we're going to be looking at a new deck, one of my favorite ones in the format, and it's Baby Blounds. So, if you guys don't already know, Baby Blounds is a really good deck because of its second attack here, which allows you to discard as many fire energies as from your hand as you like, and you get to deal 50 damage for each energy you discard that way. So, what that means is you can discard a ton of fire energies and knock out the likes of Reshizard or Pikarom. But in order to get this out, we're going to use Green's Exploration to set up and get ourselves 2 trainer cards. So what that could be, we could get a Fiery Flint, which would allow us to get 4 fire energies, or a Fire Crystal, which allows us to get 3 fire energies from the discard, or an Energy Retrieval, which allows us to get 2 energies from the discard. So with Greens, we can pretty much pick up fire energies, and we also have Fisherman to pick up 4 fire energies. So that's how we're going to get the fire energies from the discard or the deck. But to actually set up, we're going to use Welder, which allows us to attach up to 2 fire energies. So with 1 Welder and a manual attachment, we can use Fireball Circus right away. And in order to keep those fire energies in play, we're going to play 3 Wishful Baton, which allows us to chain basic energy cards. And in order to set up, we have 3 Ultra Space, 1 Heat Factory, 4 Order Pad to get out any item cards we need, Pokegears to help with the supporters, Rusty Stretchers to just help get Blounds back, 1 Nest Ball, and 4 Acrobike, and of course 13 Fire Energies. So this deck I really enjoy because I've been doing really well with it recently. It's one of the best decks I can perform with. I played it for maybe 5 weeks now, and I've been able to win 32 packs with a third place at a league challenge, a second place at a league challenge, and a third place at a league cup, and undefeated at my local league. So that's the deck, and let's get into it. Some battles. So one of the reasons why people don't like this deck is because, wait, I'm just gonna pull this up, but they don't like it because of the card Let Loose, and what it does is it puts me out like a 4-card hand, and while it is really bad, we do play the Order Pads and the Acrobikes and the Pokegears to try to set up even if we have a small hand size. So that's one of the main obstacles with the deck. But yeah, let's get into some gameplay. Generally, this deck though, it doesn't have any really poor matchups like Reshizard, and actually it beats Reshizard, and the ones it's not too good at is the Dewgong variant of Zoroark and a Stall. So we're facing a Dragon Grass deck. I'm thinking that's Alolan Executor, which isn't too great. If we set up early, I guess we can overpower our opponent. So we're gonna get mulligans, that's fine. But guys, if you do like this content, please do subscribe. It would mean a lot to us. Okay, so we're gonna mulligan. Alright, so I got a Blound. That's pretty good. So I can just start setting up. Got some Order Pads, got some Pokegears. So, alright, so it's an EV. So maybe it's like a Leafeon deck. Alright. Looks like my opponent's gonna spam, maybe. Alright, so I'm gonna get Blound. Bench it, and then I always like to flip the Order Pads first, just to see what I kind of get. Probably should have done okay, so I have Fiery Flint. Okay, so I'm gonna go for Fiery Flint here. Probably should have seen the Pokegear first, just to know okay, so I get a Welder. Oh, that's fair. And then I'm just gonna discard the order pad and the fire energy with fiery flint. Get 4. And then, like, we're already setting up turn 1, and then I'm just gonna fiery flint again. Get the 2 out. Get 4 more fire energies. And then that will get us set up. And then there's 3 in the discard, so I can just fire crystal next turn. And then, yeah, go from there. I see 3 more cards. I'm gonna try to get one of those wishful batons. We do get a heads. We're getting lucky with those heads. So now we're just already setting up and applying a ton of pressure. And we're just gonna hit that pass. We can put 7 fire energies in our hand, which means we can one-shot anything. Plus the greens. Okay, so we're gonna see a Glaceon, which is okay. We don't play any abilities in order to utilize our greens. And there's a Howl. Okay, so we should just steal this game and let my opponent. Okay, so yeah, that's the first one. Not much going on for my opponent. Pretty slow start, and we're able to take the first game. Alright, on to the next one. But I really like this deck because it's very technical. Because greens gives you a lot of options. It's pretty flexible. We're seeing a fairy water lightning deck. I don't know what this is. Hopefully it is not Whimsicott, because that is a very bad matchup. Because we have to waste a lot of energy. Okay, this is a really good hand. Got order pads, we got greens. Gonna flip the order pads first and then greens. Alright, my opponent's gonna mulligan. So it looks like it might be it's an Ampharos deck. Okay, that's a good matchup. Because they're gonna be really slow to set up. And then we can just get in there and take knockouts. Right, so there's a Marie. Attachment. And there's a Fluffy Pill. Okay, hopefully we can flip out. Okay, we are good. Okay, 3 order pads in hand, and an Ultra Space, and a greens. 2 fire energies and a fire crystal. Sounds pretty busted. Alright. So order pad. Heads. Gonna get us a fiery flint. Order pad. Tails. And another order pad. Heads. I can pretty much just go for an aggressive welder here. If I hit it. And a Pokegear. We do get the greens, fine. I can just set up next turn. I'll greens for a Wishful Baton and a welder. And then I'll just pass because I can just set up again. I just thinned out a lot of cards for my deck, so even if I get judged, I'm fine. Let's see, Donk Stadium. Evolve into Ninetales. Unless my opponent disrupts my hand, I should be able to knock out here. Alright. Field Blower, Rare Candy. So my opponent does have the Field Blower, which means I'm going to have to attach the Wishful Baton earlier, or bait my opponent with a Ultra Space. Because I think it's better just to put the Wishful Baton down now, so that my opponent just uses their Field Blower, so it won't be there later. So I'm still asleep, which is pretty annoying. What I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm just going to set up a couple targets. because my opponent's not quite one-shotting yet. So I'll put an energy here, and then I'll Walder to the other one. And then I'll bait the Wishful Baton and pass. And then I'm awake. The Fluffy Pillow is very annoying. That might have not been the best play, because that means I'm going to have to Welder again in order to attack. But I am setting up multiple Blounds, so I think that's good. Opponent's just thinking things over. So I could greens, wait, my opponent's not really doing anything, and okay, my opponent's just gonna Fluffy Pillow. So in this scenario, I'll just try to power up multiple, and then I'll flip out when I flip out. Okay, so I'm out. I'm just gonna set up here, and then when my opponent goes in, I'll just have a Blounds ready. So I'll just go for another greens. I'll go for a Fiery Flint. Another green sounds pretty good. And then, yeah, I'll pass. And I might as well Blazer here just to see the prizes. And I do have a Blounds GX prize, which is pretty relevant. Alright. So we'll see what my opponent does here. Just another Fluffy Pillow. Let's try and set up here. Or just like, okay, so I'm asleep. And then I'll just keep using greens, I guess. I'll greens again. I don't want to bench the Blacephalon because my opponent can just stall me out. And I'll go for greens and then an Ultra Space. Just to get rid of the stadium. And then I'll just pass, and then we'll see. It's just like trying to take it slow. But eventually I should win this. Sorry if this isn't the most entertaining game ever. Just waiting on Fluffy Pillow. Okay, so my opponent uses a Field Blower, that's good. I doubt my opponent maybe plays 2 max, which means that I might be safe for the next couple turns. Crushing Hammer. Haven't seen that in a while. Heads. It's pretty irritating. Fluffy Pillow. Do I wake up? Yes, I do. Okay, so then I'm fine. So I will just discard the Acrobike. Don't really need anything with any more supporters. Go for 4. I'll Welder and I'll just knock out. And then it'll put my opponent in a weird spot where they have to find something else. And then I can dig a bit more, so I'll just use Heat Factory. There's a Baton, I'll bench Baton, and then I will just knock out. And then I will pick up the Blacephalon GX because that is definitely a relevant card. So if my opponent knocks me out, I still have 2 powered up Blounds. I'm pretty good right now. Opponent plays down the Choice Helmet, that's pretty useless. Guzma, and then just wait, stalling again. It's pretty annoying. I'm just gonna check the... I have 2, which means I'm okay. I can maybe win this. Because what happens is if I welder and then retreat, then I will... Oh, I have the game. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll energy retrieval, and then I'll retreat, and I'll put those 5 back, and then I'll pick them up again, and that will be the game. I'll attach, and then I'll retreat, pick it up again, and then I will energy retrieval, and then that's game. So pretty easy first game. Nothing too scary so far. Just the fluffy pillows were pretty irritating to deal with. Hopefully I get a Rushy Zard or a Pikarom matchup to show how that matchup works. And then of course we have to take the prize cards first. And then yeah, we're gonna take a dub. So 2-0 with Blounce. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, into the next one. So it's going to be a pure Psychic deck. I'm probably Malamar. Malamar is kind of like not doing too well recently. Might be like a Muck build. It's like a bit more popular because it's just a new card, so people want to try it out. I don't think it's a good card in general, but I don't know. So looks like it's another like How deck or whatever. So it's okay though. Hopefully we find like a better game. But we have Ultra Space and Nestball, so we can get out all the Pokemon this turn pretty much. Alright, so it looks like it's the Muck version. Okay, so I can probably just not play down the Ultra Space and be fine. Don't think it's necessary, because I already have 3 Blounce. And then I always try to bench 3, I don't go for 4 generally. So I will go for a Fiery Flint off the order pad, and then we'll see if another order pad lands. Oh, I'm doing really well with these. Go for a Baton. I will greens for a Heat Factory and a Welder. And then I will use my Fiery Flint. Get some energies in my hand. And then Heat Factory, just draw some more cards. And yeah. And then don't have to go use the other one, but I'll just attach the Wishful Baton. They might play Let Loose. So yeah. Doing pretty good. Nestball. Yeah, it's a Muck. So Muck basically deals 8 damage between turns, and then Poison Absorptions does 120, and then heals 100 damage. Nasty Goo Away does 50 damage. It's Poison Paralysis, and if it has 4 extra energies, 15 damage. 15. So it really can't. It has to have 4 energies to actually knock out. Or yeah, unless they use second attack. So it's not too great. You definitely. But some decks like Zork that like can't like one-shot it struggle with it. So my opponent docks the Heat Factory, which is annoying. I have enough energy, so I will just Fiery Flint and then attach with Welder, and then knockout. And that will do it. Okay. I have a Fisherman, which is okay. And then a Fire Flint. Okay, so I will just Fireball Circus for the knockout. Doing pretty well. This deck generally is super explosive, very aggressive. If your opponent doesn't know how to play around it, oftentimes you can just win. Just some advice if you face it. Just hold on to your let looses for late game. Same with your field blowers. Don't pop them early. Find the best time to use it. Often when I'm like used up all my resources, like all my fire crystals, it's the best time to let loose. So that would be the best advice, I would say. And also, it's arguably the early turn and the late game let loose are both good. So up to your discretion. So there's a field blower. Not too relevant because it's not actually stopping me from knocking out, because my opponent can't actually like deal a knockout. So, but my opponent's gonna hold smart for my opponent. It's going to GX, which is okay, I guess. I'll see the Acrobike. Hopefully, get like a Welder. Just thinking this over. So I'm gonna want a Welder, but I'm gonna want to keep a Fire Energy in hand. So I'm probably gonna just gonna greens here. I'm gonna need the Welder. Fire Flint won't be good. So I think I can just take it slow actually. Go for another greens. And maybe, do I have Beast Ring? No, I don't. And I'll go for another Fire Crystal. And then I'll pass. And then I'll Fisherman. And I'll just wait till I have it. Because my opponent's not really doing anything. Like, it'll be knocking out, but I have such a good prize rate, I can just wait. And that's another really good pro for the deck, is that you have such a good prize rate. You can just wait. And then there's an LT Surge. How? Double How, maybe? Double How? Field Blower. My opponent should play another trainer card, else that'd be a waste of a Surge. And a Cynthia, okay. That's fine. Opponent is just piling, putting that the buff padding, so I will have to be patient this game. And because I took a knockout, I will actually have to knock out 2 of these, so it should be interesting. Okay. So what I'll do is I can get 8 in hand. I need 7 to knock out, and I have Beast Ring, but I don't have the energies. What I'll do here is I will just Fisherman. I'll get some energies back, and then I'll just see what happens. Hopefully I don't top deck my only 1 energy in the deck, because that would be very unfortunate. Okay. So I can get some stuff going. Don't know. It's pretty interesting. Opponent can catch up. But I might have to Blazer again, just to deal extra 10 damage. Opponent is very tanky, so I might actually not be able to KO. because I have 7, and then I'll have to attach and then B-string. So that will get me down to 6, and then that won't be enough. But my opponent's gonna use his escape rope, which is fine. And switch. I don't know why my opponent did that. Normally it's always better to just knock out the one with the baton, because then I lose a baton. So just avoiding the baton is just not smart at all. So my opponent benches it. Alright. Opponent is probably not gonna. I don't have Guzma, so I can't bring up this Viper. So I'm really gonna need to hit a heads here. Or I actually just have greens. So that's fine. I'm pretty sure I can just pick up 5. So I'm just gonna go for the energy recycler just so I don't waste resources. And then I'll just B-string. Manually attach. Go for 5 energies. And then I will just rescue stretcher. And then greens. For greens. And I can just if my opponent doesn't get rid of it, I can just win. But I will just go for Fire Crystal greens, just in case that's not the case, because I can just greens next turn anyways. And then I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to knock out. So let's do that. And yeah, we're knocking out an Alolan Muck, dealing 350 damage. 350 damage, which is crazy. 10 short of using 1 less energy, but it's fine. I'm just gonna take 3 prize cards here. And then I just need it. Next turn I can win if my opponent doesn't field blow this way. So if there's no field blow, I win. So no field blower. I don't need a field blower. If that happens, if there is a field blower, I'll just have to take a couple turns more. Judge. Okay, so I don't win. Okay. Judge is a little scary. Late game Judge, as I was saying, is really bad. I think it's a bit worse than early game, to be honest. But I do get the Poke here. But my opponent won't even knock out, so if I get a greens off of these 2 Poke Gears, I should be able to get it. Okay, so I do, and that should be game. Yeah, that's game. Yeah, I'll just go for bunch. Yeah. We're taking game number 3. Just the deck's so powerful. Can just overwhelm. Like even I was even judged and I still got it. I still had the game. Very good stuff. Alright, let's see another game. Hopefully it's a bit more even. But I'm winning, so I can't really complain. Okay, so there's Psychic fighting normal. Sounds like Shrine maybe? No, it can't be spread though. So it might just be Gas Can. And the normal type might just be a Ditto as the 5th Inkay, which is interesting. It can't be the Shrine one because the Shrine basically has to play Coco, and I didn't see it Lightning. Yeah, it is the Gas Can or the Muck with the normal type being the 5th Inkay or the Ditto. risky. So we do get the greens, the fiery flint, and the fire crystal. That's pretty much all I need, really. I'll use greens to get the ultra space, and then I should be fine. Alright, so yeah, it's Gascan. I haven't seen Gascan in a while. I played it a lot. It's pretty good. So Cynthia, getting new hand 6. Gascan just generally just pops off. I should be let loose this turn. Opponent benches 2 Marshadows. Interesting. Decides to attach to that Marshadow rather than this active, which tells me my opponent probably has a Guzma or something, so it won't attach. Alright, so I'm going to check if there's a welder, and then I'll just pop these. There's a greens, okay. So interesting, I can go for an ultra space, and then I probably should go for another fire flint, just to be aggressive. And then if I need something else, I can just use my other greens in hand. So I'll just ultra space, get out, go Cephalon, and then pass. Alright. We'll see what my opponent does. I expect a Guzma because my opponent did decide to attach there, or maybe just retreat. It's a little weird that my opponent did that. Opponent is using the ultra space for the Dawn Wings, which is pretty funny. It is an ultra space, a beast. Okay, so my opponent discards it. It's not bad actually. I don't know why my opponent would discard it, because it pretty much is like, it just knocks out anything really. And unless my opponent's playing non-GX attackers, it's just better than Marshadow because it has more HP. And it can just, you don't have to like have a pivot into it. So I don't understand that play. Maybe if my opponent had like other attackers, but it just doesn't make sense to me. And my opponent could just pop the GX eventually, which could be scary. But yeah. Discards the Rescue Stretcher and an energy. Okay. Gets an Oricorio. So it's an old school build. It's the Celestial Storm build with the Oricorio, which is interesting. Oricorio is not great now because you can just play the Viridian. Opponent's probably looking to just take his time, set up these, which is fine with me. The opponent wants me to KO the Malamar, I feel like. So I don't think I will. I think I'll just wait. Don't know. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. And then I'll just set up some threats. I could just knock out, but I don't see that being great. I will just greens here. Go for a couple more stuff. And then I will just attach here. I do want a Fiery Flint. Use my Fiery Flint. So I will probably just discard the welder. And I'll just attach. And then I'll just use Blazer. I'll just wait. I'll wait for my opponent to bring up the Marshadow. Opponent judges. that's fine. My opponent won't be able to retreat, so I can still wait. Set up. But it's still awkward. Point attaches skateboard. Escape rope, that's very scary. Did not expect that. So my opponent will just escape rope into that. Pretty unfortunate. I think my opponent played that. I should have just knocked out, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't seem great. My opponent doesn't play field bars, could have just got the energies on the board. I don't know. Probably would have been better. So I get acrobatic. I'll just thin. I'll get another one. Play it down. Acrobatic. Then I can get I do think order pad is a bit better here. So flipping heads on order pad would greatly help. Tails, okay. So I'll just discard these so that I can get an extra one off the fire crystal. And I'll be able to set up next turn, which is not too bad. I'll attach, but I am behind, which isn't great. And then, okay, so I'm getting information off that. And I don't know, it's not great looking. I think I messed up by going a bit too slow. But yeah, it's alright. The Mimikyu is pretty much useless though, because it can't copy the Fireball Circus, and it can't use the GX attack, so it's really bad. Don't know why my opponent benched it. I don't know. But yeah, I do have a lot of options here. So my opponent's going to get out the Necrozma. It's pretty good. Necrozma is... Actually, no, it's not good. I don't know what I'm saying. But it's probably just a thin. There's Dark Flash. And I will be able to take a knockout, but I waited a little bit too long. And I'll just be able to attach. And I'll thin the GX. And then it actually seems very good to bench it. Unless my opponent has Guzma. Because the thing is, if my opponent... I really want to bench it, but then again, if my opponent has Guzma, it's pretty bad. Because the only reason why I want to bench it is because it'll give me extra prize, but then it'll give 2. I don't know. It's fine. Just go for a regular knockout. And then I'll go for this and then one more. Fire crystal. Okay, that's fine, but like I don't have a welder, so I'm not in the best spot. We're probably gonna see a GX come down. And the awkward thing is I'm probably gonna lose because I bricked off the judge. And I don't really have anything else. Yeah. If my opponent... Yeah. I don't have much. If I get a welder, I'm fine. If I welder into another... If I welder, I'm pretty much fine. No, if I get fire crystal. So I just can't win because I just can't. Because if I bench it, then it's just gonna be a target for my opponent. The best bet is to just stall with it, I guess. Not looking great. Because the best bet is just to bursting burn, and then wait, I guess. And then hope my opponent doesn't have Guzma. But it's fine, like, just learn for next time just to KO the Malamar. Not to wait so long. Yeah, that's game. I cannot win it, but my opponent does use that one. So what that means is my opponent might have troubles retreating, so that might be good. But I can't knock out, so it's pretty much checkmate, so I can't win.